Hi guys, this is Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Just wanted to take you for a walk around on a Sure-Trac 7x16 STW model trailer, Sure-Trac wedge nose. This is a 2020 model. It's got a few new for 2020 features wanted to show you. So we're going to start out up front. It's got a new setback jack. So instead of the traditional up front A-frame, it's going to be set back similar to they do on utility trailers. Notice it is a zinc coated jack. Now this one here has the what I'll call the old style, where the chain holders are farther back. I assume they'll do away with those. Up front here, you've got your integrated chain holders in with the fab component for the jack. You also notice this is a sealed way 7-pin harness. This is not the single strand in loom. You'll notice there are 2-prong connectors on the plug itself. Also, it's grommeted where it enters the frame. A couple little details on Sure-Trac. They do a heavier, well, I shouldn't say little, this is a big detail. They do a 6-inch frame where most of the industry on a 7-wide is going to do a 4-inch frame. You also notice that it's bead blasted, powder coated on the tongue. It's not just painted over surface rust and mill scale. You also notice the end of the tongue area is capped. The trailer is equipped with a 2 5/16 ball. Let me just tell you one quick sec about the jack. The reason they would set the jack back would be to keep your tailgate from interfering with the jack in the forwardmost position. Tailgate skin costs a lot more than what setting that jack does. So smart feature from the manufacturer. A couple other details. You'll notice the trim on this is a 3-inch. Most of the industry is going to use a 1-inch. A lot of times we'll see butt cuts, not miters in the corners. They use lags in the trim as well, self-tapping lags instead of trim screws. So you got a lot heavier duty trim with heavier fasteners. You also notice aluminum holdbacks standard instead of plastic. And then new for 2020 would be the anodized aluminum corners. So the V-nose was always there. Now we got the anodized corners as well. Bullet LED light, standard feature. The RV style side door, also standard equipment. You'll notice the handle is metal on these, not plastic. Aluminum wheels, standard equipment. It's got a 205/75 R15 load range C 6-ply radial tire. Also standard is side flow-through vents. You've got one vent top driver side and then back rear passenger side for cross ventilation. Trailer is very clean looking on the outside. This is a screwless exterior. It's an 030 aluminum. If you ever seen a wavy looking trailer, generally it's going to be 024. A lot of times it'll be a screwed skin. They also do the same anodized aluminum on the rear hoop. Goes over and matches the front. Of course, LED lights. They've got a high output unit. You'll notice dual aluminum grab handles. A lot of the industry is going to use plastic or maybe a single handle. Notice this has handles on both sides. Also of note, that goes into steel. I've walked through plants before that put these door latches into wood. Those are not into wood. They are into metal. You have to work pretty hard to pull one of those out as opposed to rotted wood over time. You'll notice 3 hinges on the door instead of 2 or 3 mini hinges. These are what I call full width hinges. They're about probably 9 inches a piece with greaser for serviceability. You also notice other little details like security latches standard. Most of the industry is going to have one latch at the center. Somebody can come by if they want to and simply pull your hardware off your door and break into your trailer. Not to say the same thief couldn't do this, but he's going to have to work a little harder. We call that keeping honest people honest. 4 bumpers across the rear door. A lot of times you'll see 2 or maybe 3. You also notice the rear ramp door has aluminum trim all the way around as opposed to exposed steel. Notice mitered corners, no rough cuts with plastic trim pieces over them. Also, this door hardware of note, it works very well. That is probably in small part, it comes out of Elkhart, Indiana. A lot of the Chinese hardware is smaller and just doesn't seem to work quite as well. Same with the bar lock on the door. These do not squeak like the non-bushing Chinese version. Also of note, on the trailer, it's got a ramp flap extension. They put some extra self-tappers in. A lot of times, some of the Georgia trailers, we see 9-inch on centers and these flaps fall off. This has about a probably 4.5-inch screw pattern. You can use these commercially and probably have pretty good service life. Floors 3/4 Advantex, 16-inch on center studs. Now, one thing to know as well on this trailer, being that it does have a 6-inch frame, you get a little bit taller cross member than what you get out of a 4-inch frame. So not only does this have a 16 on center floor, a lot of trailers don't, it also has a taller cross member than most. So very heavy duty floor, ideal for certainly landscapers or contractors and the like. Walls on these are 3/8 plywood. Notice it's a little bit nicer grade plywood. It's not a seconds BC, but this is rather a smooth birch sanded. And then in between, instead of the Lawan strips you're used to seeing, this has the newer aluminum H mold that they're using. So your plywood all terminates, gives it a nice clean look. You got nothing falling off your wall down the road. Wall posts on these are also 16 on center. Fairly easy to tell. You can follow the wall post north and south. You got 2 of them on every 4-foot sheet of plywood. The height on these is 6'6", so a little bit taller than some in the industry. A lot are going to be 6 foot, so you get a few extra inches. One thing of note that seems to be becoming more and more important is your rear door opening height. A lot of your UTVs and whatnot nowadays, a 6'6" height trailer is going to get you about 6 foot through the door. Your rear door header is going to be about 6 inches. Likewise on the width, 7-foot trailer, you're going to lose about 13 to 14 inches on your corner posts and your spring assist cables. Wall studs on these are 16 center, and that is a tube stud, not a hat post or a Z post. Tube's going to be a little more structural. These also have a tube on the ceiling bow as well. Then you'll see above this, well, there you see an LED dome light. Above the dome light, you see they've got a ceiling liner. It's got a reflective insulation white thermocool liner. That's nice. It helps keep, well, it gives you a nice look for one. Also helps keep your trailer a little bit cooler. Above the roof bows and the liner is a one-piece aluminum roof instead of the traditional Galvalume roof, which galvanized steel obviously is going to get a little hotter. This trailer being an aluminum roof stays a little bit cooler. 2 dome lights standard, one toward the front third, one toward the back third. Other little details, quality details on Sure-Trac, where the seam of the thermocool liner comes every 4 foot. They put a piece of flat steel so you never have that falling down, as I've seen on some used trade-in trailers from different manufacturers over the years. Nice little detail there. Dome lights also are terminated to a wall switch. See here they've now changed to a residential switch, but a wall switch is nice. You come inside the door and you've got a way to switch the dome light on. This is a 7/16 trailer. If you're not familiar with cargo trailer measurements, you would pretty much never count the V-nose. V-nose is extra space. Only time we count V-noses would be on sled trailers with 4 and 5 foot noses. So your 16 foot on this is going to be to the square box. You're going to get roughly another 14, 16 inch out of the V-nose. You've got the inside of your wall vent for the cross ventilation. White face on the door. Now this is not a hollow door. These are actually a foam-filled door. If you're not familiar, you got your keys, inside lock, outside lock. So you got a deadbolt lock, and then you got your paddle lock as well. Trailer like this is going to weigh in at about 2,300 pounds. Going to leave a net legal payload of about 4,700. Other colors are available. Shown here is charcoal. We also do them in white, black, silver, and pewter. Other colors may be available at an additional charge on a special order. Other sizes are also available. Shown here is a 716. We also stock in a 714 and a 712. And this is the Sure-Trac Pro Series. They've also now got a midline unit available as well. A few less features, same Sure-Trac finish quality. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220 or visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.